In this video, we are going to learn about Python input and output. So far, whatever we have covered, I'm pretty sure you are already familiar with the Python print function, which is the Python output function. So here we will learn a little bit more about the print function. So let's start with a very simple example. Let us print the value stored inside a variable. Let's initialize a variable called x uh, in here in my Python code, and then let us store a name inside it. Let's say the name is Alice. And now if I want to print this name in the Python console or the shell, what I need to do is I have to write print, then inside parenthesis I have to write the variable name like this. And now if I just run this program, it should print Alice in here. So that is how you can print the value stored inside a variable in Python. Now it is possible to add any type of customized message before this variable also. For example, let's say I want to print not only the name of Alice, I mean the value stored in X, but also I want to print hello. That is, I want to print hello Alice. That's a nice thing to print. So let us try to print that. So here I want to add a customized message called hello before printing the value stored in X, that is Alice. How can I do that? That's very easy. You have to use a double quotation, and inside that double quotation you have to write hello. So the customized message is enclosed inside this double quote, and then after the end of this customized message and the double quote, you have to put a comma. So that is basically separating between the customized message and the variables. So now if you just run it, you will get hello Alice as your output, as you can see in here. So just see one thing. Hello, whenever you want to print a customized message, whatever it is, you have to enclose it inside a double quote. But whenever you want to print a value stored inside a variable, you do not need to enclose the variable name inside double quote. So that is one thing. Now the other thing is, you really do not need to restrict yourself to print only one customized message and only one value inside one print function. You can have any number of customized message, any number of variables anywhere in your print. So let's say I have got another name that I have stored in Y. Let's say the name is Bob. And now let's say I want to print hello Alice, that is this print function which is already done, and after that I want to print welcome Bob like this. So what can I do? So I have to give another customized message called welcome. How can I do that? Well, again, it should be comma separated like this, and then inside double quote you have to write down the customized message which is welcome, and after that I want to print Bob, that is the value stored inside Y. So what can I do is write Y in here, and that is it. So if I run this, it should print this hello Alice followed by welcome Bob in here. So in this way, you can add any number of customized message anywhere in your print function, and also any number of variables inside your print function. Just remember, they are all separated by comma, each segment of print. So that is about the output. Now, What about input? Python provides a function named input to take any input or to read any input from the user. For example, let's say I really do not want to hard code the name Alice in X. Rather, I would like to read it from user. So what I can do, I can use this input function followed by this parenthesis. What it will do is this will basically read the input from the user in the Python shell, and then it will store that input inside the variable X, and then in this line it should print the user value that have been stored. So let's run it. So if I just run it now, as you can see, the Python program is actually waiting for the input. So let's provide a name called Alice by the user. Okay, so here again it should print hello, then X is Alice, and welcome Bob, like before. So if I let me run it once again. So if I just do Alice, and now if I just run it, it should print hello Alice, welcome Bob. So as you can understand, Alice have been entered by the user over here, and it have been stored inside X, and in this line it actually printed hello Alice. That is the value entered by the user and stored in X. Now the other part, so if you want to prompt a nice message before the user input, right now it was just waiting for the user input without any message. So what you can do, if you want to prompt a message, you can write a print function where you can write enter a name like this. And now if you just run this program, it should print enter a name first, and then it should wait for the user input. And once the user will enter the name for Alice or whatever, it will store it in X. So let's see how does the output look like now. So if I run it, it is waiting for user input. So let me provide Alice, and now if I just run it, it printed hello Alice and then welcome Bob, like this. And well, now this is not the only way to prompt the user with a nice message. Since Python is written to give the developers lots of facilities, you can ignore this print line and you can add this nice message like this, enter a name, inside this input function also. That is also another way of doing the things. So that will save you one line of code and a nicer way to write the input function. So here if I run, you can expect the same output of this program. So let's run it. Now here also it is waiting for a name. I am printing Alice, and if I hit enter, it will print hello Alice, welcome Bob. So this is how you can take an input in Python and store the user input in a variable, and this is how you can print all those variables with customized message.